The growing crisis of senior property taxes in 2026. This is a critical financial update for American homeowners in 2026. If you are a senior living on a fixed income, you have likely noticed a disturbing and relentless trend. While your Social Security or pension remains relatively flat, your property tax bill continues to climb year after year. For many, this is not just a minor financial nuisance, it is a direct threat to the very roof over your head. As an attorney dedicated to senior advocacy, I have witnessed the heartbreak of families forced to choose between purchasing life-saving medication and keeping their longtime family home. But today, there is a major development you need to hear about immediately. We are currently witnessing a historic expansion of property tax exemptions across the United States. In 2026, brand new laws have gone into effect that could slash your tax bill by hundreds or even thousands of dollars. We are talking about real, tangible savings ranging from $500 to a staggering $6,500 annually, depending on where you live. The tragedy, however, is that the government will not simply knock on your door and hand you this money. These programs are not automatic. Millions of eligible seniors are essentially overpaying their taxes because they simply do not know these exemptions exist or how to claim them before the fast-approaching deadlines. Today, we are breaking down the walls of silence to ensure you claim every dollar you are legally entitled to. To protect your wealth, you must first understand the mechanics of the system. Property taxes are not a flat fee. They are a calculation based on the assessed value of your home multiplied by local tax rates. In recent years, as the real estate market has surged, home values have skyrocketed. For a younger professional with a rising salary, this might be manageable, but for a senior on a fixed income, it is a financial disaster. Your home's value going up on paper does not put more food on your table, but it certainly increases the amount the government demands from you every year. This is where exemptions come in. A property tax exemption is a legal provision that reduces the taxable value of your home, thereby lowering your final bill. Congress and state legislators have created these programs specifically to prevent seniors from being taxed out of their lifelong homes. However, there is a catch that costs seniors millions every year. These programs are almost never automatic. The government does not simply look at your age and reduce your bill. You must identify the program, prove your eligibility, and submit a formal application, often by a rigid deadline. If you miss that window, you lose those savings for the entire year with no way to get them back. Silence and inaction are the two biggest enemies of your bank account in 2026. Let us look at the specific states leading the charge in 2026, starting with New York. The governor has signed landmark legislation that dramatically expands the senior citizen homeowners exemption. In the past, localities were limited in how much relief they could offer, but under the new 2026 rules, your local government now has the option to exempt up to 65% of your home's assessed value. This is a massive jump from the previous 50% cap. If you live in New York and are 65 or older, the deadline is typically March 1st. You must contact your local assessor this week to see if your town has adopted this new higher rate. Now shifting to the Lone Star State, Texas has made history with its 2025 constitutional amendments. A significant Senate bill has pushed the additional senior homestead exemption from a mere $10,000 to a substantial $60,000. But here is the real kicker. When you stack this with the general homestead exemption, eligible Texas seniors can now shield up to $200,000 of their home's value from school district taxes. Experts estimate this will save the average Texas senior nearly $939 per year. If you have not updated your homestead status in Texas, you are essentially leaving a $1,000 check on the table every single year. These are not just small adjustments, they are fundamental shifts in how states are protecting their oldest residents. The relief does not stop there. New Jersey has introduced one of the most aggressive programs in the nation, known as STANGE. This is not just a small discount. STANGE is designed to reimburse eligible homeowners aged 65 and older for a full 50% of their property tax bill, up to a maximum of $6,500 every year. To qualify, you must have lived in your New Jersey home for at least one full year and have an income below $500,000. The first round of payments for 2026 has already begun as of February, so if you have not enrolled, you are missing out on the biggest tax rebate in Jersey history. In the Midwest, Ohio has just implemented a sweeping tax reform that will provide $2 billion in total savings over the next 3 years. For long-term residents in Ohio, those who have lived in their homes for 25 25 years or more and are over 65, there is a specialized exemption. This long-term resident exemption can be worth up to $250,000 on the property's assessed value for non-school taxes. This is a massive victory for seniors who have stayed loyal to their communities for decades. Whether you are in the suburbs of Newark or the heart of Columbus, these programs represent a lifeline. But again, I must stress that New Jersey's stagnant and Ohio's new 2026 reforms require active participation. You must verify your residency and income to unlock these thousands of dollars in annual savings. As we move west, the trend of 2026 tax relief continues. Montana homeowners are looking at a significantly better year, with average property tax bills expected to be 18% lower than they were just 2 years ago. This is thanks to a brand new Homestead tax system designed to favor primary residents over out-of-state investors. Furthermore, Montana offers a unique refundable state income tax credit for seniors age 62 and older with a median income under $45,000. Even if you do not owe state taxes, the government could send you a check for up to $150 in 2026 just for owning your home. In Washington state, the income thresholds for relief have been adjusted to reflect the high cost of living. If you are 61 or older and earn less than $84,000, you could save thousands annually. Meanwhile, in Cook County, Illinois, which includes the city of Chicago, seniors have access to a double-layered defense. First, there is the standard senior exemption, which reduces your home's equalized assessed value by $8,000. But the real power lies in the senior freeze exemption. This program literally freezes the assessed value of your property. Even if gentrification or a booming market causes your neighborhood's value to soar, your tax bill stays locked in place as if time has stopped. For those who missed out, Cook County even allows you to apply retroactively for the last 4 years, potentially resulting in a massive windfall. While the 2026 expansions are exciting, I have to warn you about the traps that catch thousands of seniors every single year. The biggest misconception is that once you apply for an exemption, you are set for life. This is a dangerous lie. In many jurisdictions, particularly for the freeze programs I just mentioned, you are required to reapply every single year without exception. In New York City, for example, the senior citizen homeowners exemption must be renewed every 2 years by the March 15th deadline. If you forget even once, the freeze is lifted, your assessed value jumps to the current market rate, and your tax bill explodes. You cannot simply call and ask for a do-over. That money is gone forever. There is another heartbreaking situation I see as an attorney: the survivor trap. When a senior passes away, the tax exemptions tied to that home do not always automatically transfer to the surviving spouse or the adult children who inherit the property. I have seen families continue to pay what they thought was the senior rate for years, only to receive a massive bill for back taxes because they did not realize the exemption expired the moment the primary owner passed. The surviving spouse or heir may need to file a brand new application in their own name and meet current eligibility requirements. Do not assume your tax status is safe just because it has been the same for 20 years. You must verify your exemption status with the local assessor today. Enough about the problems. Let us talk about the solutions. To claim your 2026 savings, you must follow these 7 steps precisely. Step 1. Find out what programs exist in your specific county and state. Remember, tax laws are hyperlocal. Go to a search engine and look for your county name, plus the word senior property tax exemption. Do not just look at the state level. Your city or school district might have additional programs that the state does not mention. Call your county assessor's office directly and ask what all the senior freeze and homestead exemptions available for 2026 are. Step 2. Audit your current bill. Many seniors are paying for things they should not be because they do not know how to read the breakdown. Most county websites allow you to look up your property for free. In Chicago, it is a specific county treasurer website, and in New York, it is a city government finance page. Find your property and look for a section labeled exemptions or reductions. If that section is blank or does not include the 2026 updates, you are overpaying. Step 3. Confirm your deadline and act today. This is the most critical step. Most senior exemption deadlines fall between March 1st and April 30th. We are currently in the danger zone. Missing the deadline by even 1 day is the same as missing it by a year. There are no extensions for not knowing. Get that date on your calendar in bold letters and start the process before the sun goes down today. Continuing our roadmap to savings, step 4 is gathering your evidence kit. Most programs will require 4 specific things: proof of age like a driver's license, proof of ownership like your deed, proof of residency like a utility bill, and proof of income like your 2025 tax return or Social Security award letter. Do not wait until the day of the deadline to find these. Have them scanned and ready to go. Step 5, apply online if your county allows it. Online portals are faster and, more importantly, they provide a digital timestamp and receipt. This is your get out of jail free card if the county claims they never received your application. Step 6, ask about retroactive savings. As I mentioned with Cook County in Texas, many jurisdictions allow you to go back 2 to 4 years to claim money you missed in the past. This could result in a refund check for thousands of dollars appearing in your mailbox next month. Never assume that a missed year is lost forever until you ask the assessor specifically about a certificate of error or retroactive filing. Finally, step 7, set a permanent recurring reminder for January 1st of every single year. Use your phone, your computer, or a physical planner. Make it a New Year's tradition to check exemptions and renew if needed. This 1-minute habit can save you $6,500 every single year for the rest of your life. You have worked your whole life to own your home. Do not let a simple administrative oversight give it back to the government. Now, we must transition to an even more immediate threat to your financial survival in 2026. While property taxes take your money slowly, there is a phenomenon happening across America where your entire livelihood can vanish in an instant. Imagine waking up, going to the ATM to buy groceries or medicine, and seeing a balance of zero. Not because you spent the money, but because your bank account has been completely frozen. Your Social Security check, the only income you have, is sitting there, but the bank will not let you touch a single dollar of it. This is not a rare occurrence. It is happening to thousands of seniors every month. Creditors such as old credit card companies, medical bill collectors, or lenders can get court judgments against you. They then send a garnishment order to your bank. The bank, often acting like a robot without checking the law, simply flips a switch and locks your account. This leaves you unable to pay for your insulin, your electricity, or your rent. But here is the part that should make your blood boil. In many of these cases, what the bank is doing is absolutely illegal. Federal law was specifically designed to protect your Social Security from these very predators, yet the banks continue to fail their most vulnerable customers. Today, we are going to arm you with the legal knowledge to ensure your lifeline is never cut off. To fight back, you need to know the law better than the bank teller does. The Social Security Act is very clear. These benefits are generally exempt from garnishment, levy, and assignment. Congress recognized that Social Security is not a luxury. It is a fundamental lifeline for survival. Because of this, a critical federal rule was established in 2011 by the Treasury Department to protect you automatically. Here is the golden rule you must memorize, a specific code of federal regulations. This regulation requires your bank to perform a look back the moment they receive a garnishment order. They are legally obligated to look at the last 2 months of deposits in your account. Whatever amount of Social Security, SSDI, or VA benefits was deposited during those 60 days must be protected and remain accessible to you. For example, if you receive $1,500 a month in Social Security, your bank is required to leave at least $3,000 in your account completely untouched. Even if a creditor has a valid court order, you do not have to ask for this. It is supposed to happen automatically. However, as we have seen with institutions like in a recent lawsuit against a specific bank, banks often ignore these rules, mishandle fraud complaints, or simply fail to investigate, leaving seniors in the lurch. Knowing this rule is your first line of defense in 2026. If the law is so clear, why are accounts still being frozen? It is because of 3 deadly loopholes that seniors fall into every day. The first is the paper check trap. The automatic 2-month protection I just described only applies to funds received via direct deposit. If you still receive a physical check and deposit it yourself at the teller window or through your phone, the bank is not required to protect those funds automatically. You would have to go to court and spend weeks proving the money came from Social Security while your account remains frozen. frozen. The second loophole is commingling. This happens when you mix your Social Security with other income, like a small pension, a part-time job, or even a gift from a family member in the same account. When funds are mixed, the bank often claims they cannot tell which dollar is protected and which is not, giving them an excuse to freeze the whole thing. You then face a stressful legal battle to sort out the mess while you have zero cash for groceries. The third loophole is institutional negligence. Banks often receive a garnishment order, and to save time, they simply freeze the entire balance regardless of the 2-month rule. They assume you do not know your rights and will not fight back. In an era where customer service is being replaced by automated systems, these errors are becoming more frequent and more devastating for seniors in 2026. The situation is made even more precarious by the current political and regulatory landscape. In 2025 and early 2026, we have seen a dramatic weakening of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This was the main government watchdog responsible for holding banks accountable when they broke the law. They were the ones who won $21 billion in relief for consumers and took down predatory lenders. However, recent challenges to their funding and enforcement powers have largely ground their work to a halt. What does this mean for you? It means the safety net has holes in it. Financial companies now have far less reason to police themselves because the police have been sidelined. You cannot assume that a government agency will automatically swoop in to save you if a bank illegally freezes your account. You have to be your own advocate. You have to be the one who knows the regulations, the one who sends the letters, and the one who demands justice. In 2026, your financial security is no longer guaranteed by oversight. It is guaranteed by your own education and your willingness to assert your rights the moment they are violated. While private creditors are limited by the 2-month rule, you must know that the federal government itself has superpowers when it comes to your Social Security. There are specific debts that can legally trigger a garnishment of your benefits. First, the IRS can take up to 15% of your monthly check if you owe back federal taxes. Second, delinquent federal student loans, which believe it or not still affect many seniors, can also result in a 15% reduction as long as you are left with at least $750 a month. But the most common and outrageous threat is the SSA overpayment clawback. If the Social Security Administration decides they paid you too much at any point in the past, often due to their own administrative error, they can now legally claw back up to 50% of your monthly check until the debt is paid. Imagine your $1,800 check suddenly dropping to $900. It is a devastating blow that many cannot survive. The key is this: if you receive an overpayment notice, do not panic and do not ignore it. You have 60 days to appeal, and you have the right to request a hardship waiver. If you can prove that repaying the money would prevent you from paying for basic necessities like food or medicine, they may waive the debt entirely, but they will not offer this. You have to fight for it. To ensure your money is safe, follow these 7 steps immediately. Step 1. Switch to direct deposit now. This is non-negotiable. It is the only way to activate the 2-month automatic protection under the federal regulation. Step 2. Open a dedicated Social Security-only account. This is the single most powerful move you can make. Do not put pensions, gifts, or job income in this account. When the bank sees only Social Security deposits, there is zero confusion and zero excuse for them to freeze the funds. Step 3. Send a proactive notice of protection to your bank. You do not have to wait for a problem. Write a letter stating that your account contains only federally protected Social Security funds under the specific federal regulation. Get this letter on file so the bank knows you are an informed customer. Step 4. If a freeze happens, respond the same day. Demand the reason in writing and cite the federal regulation immediately. Contact the court that issued the order and the creditor, letting them know they are attempting to seize exempt funds. Speed is your greatest ally. Every hour you wait is an hour you are without your money. By being proactive, you turn your bank account into a fortress that debt collectors cannot penetrate. Finally, if the bank refuses to follow the law, Step 5 is to file a formal complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and the FDIC. These complaints create a paper trail that banks hate. Step 6. Appeal any SSA overpayments within 60 days and always request that hardship waiver. And Step 7. If you are overwhelmed, seek free legal help. The Center for Elder Rights Advocacy and the Elder Care Locator can connect you with attorneys who specialize in protecting seniors, often for free. Your social security and your home are the rewards for a lifetime of hard work. In 2026, the world may feel more complex and the protections may feel weaker, but the law is still on your side if you know how to use it. Do not let the banks, the creditors, or the tax man take what is legally yours through your own silence. Share this information with your friends at church, your neighbors, and your family. One share could be the reason a fellow senior keeps their home or their lifeline this year. Subscribe for weekly updates in plain English.
Yeah, grind mode on, can't kill my drive. Turn the pressure up, I come alive. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. Wake up with a vision, I'm locked on the target. Turn pain into fuel, I'm a flame, I spark it. No shortcuts here, I embrace every test. Pressure on my shoulders, still I handle it best. I was made for the climb, every loss, every scar. Built me in the steel, now I shine like a star. If the road gets rough, I just double my speed. Ambition on 10, I was born to lead. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. They said limits exist, but I shattered the frame. Every wall in my path is just fuel for the frame. Discipline heavy, but my spirit is free. I don't chase success, success chases me. I'm the storm and the calm, I'm the rise, I'm the proof. Every bar that I drop is the grind in the booth. Blood, sweat, tears, that's the code I trust. I don't wait for the crown, I earn it, I must.